What is good, guys? What is good? We got to talk about Sam Darnold, all right? We got to talk about Sam Darnold and how the Minnesota Vikings, how do you think Minnesota Vikings fans and the overall organization, how do you think they're feeling right now? I mean, we're going to dive into that, man. But before we do, be sure to drop a like. Be sure to subscribe to your boy. All we do is talk football here. And be sure to follow me up at the top right there on my Instagram. Anyways, guys, Sam Darnold he proved so many people wrong in this last season. So many people wrong. I know it was bad, right? We look back at the postseason. We look back at the first game against Detroit, and then we look in the postseason, and everybody was like, did you see the way he played? Did you see the way he played? I'm like, I get it. It wasn't good, right? But people were basically like, he played so bad in that game. I don't know. Big whoop. Big whoop if the Minnesota Vikings keep him. Big whoop if they keep him. Look how he performed in the playoffs, right? There's that narrative. They already painted that on Sam Darnold. His first year with KOC, and went out there. It wasn't pretty. They put a lot of blame on him, right? And I put it on KOC. I put it on other people on the team, but everybody put it on Sam Darnold. I understand he didn't play that good, but I'm like, dude, it's his first year with the team. And the fact that, they moved off of him, I thought that was crazy in itself, because before they decided not to re-sign Sam Darnold, my belief was, I'm like, just re-sign him. I'm like, sign him to a 2 to 3 year deal. Sign him to a 2 to 3 year deal, right? You have JJ McCarthy in the back. You have him back there. And I know some people are going to be like, well, you got to play your rookie. Well, no, you got to play your second year player. You got to play your second year QB. And I'm like, why? Why do we need to play the second year QB? I seen somebody say this when they're talking about JJ McCarthy and they're talking about another QB. And for whatever reason, there's a couple people that I saw say this, and it's like, oh, well, you can't let your quarterback sit anymore. You need to see if they're good. I'm like, why the hell do we need to see if they're good right off the bat? Why can't they sit? It's not long ago that we watched Jordan Love sit under Aaron Rodgers. Why can't you do that now? Why can't that be a thing? Some of the better quarterbacks in the league, we did see them start out sitting and they didn't play. Whether that be halfway of the season, right? A year, 2 years. I know there's not a lot right now, but I'm like, why did we have to rush him out there when you have a proven quarterback that is good? And I'm not going to judge his whole year when he had a spectacular year off of the one playoff game and the one end game with Detroit. I'm like, no, dude, no. I'm like, that's crazy. That's crazy. Even when I'm jumping around right now, but even when the Indianapolis Colts gave up on Carson Wentz, when they lost to the Jags for that game for them in the playoffs, I'm like, dude, it was still a good year with Carson. I thought that was also premature by the Indianapolis Colts, because I'm like, he didn't have a bad season. It was just the one playoff performance. And now, they move off of Sam Darnold. They have JJ McCarthy, and even me, I've been like, dude, you guys need to pump the brakes on JJ McCarthy, pump the brakes. But my problem with JJ McCarthy is, we saw him, he was down, and then he was up, and then it was back down, and then he got hurt. And I've already seen him hurt in a span of 2 years. The first year, he tore the ACL, right? I'm pretty sure in the preseason. Second year, right? He literally, he's been trying to play, and he's just gotten hurt so much. And I'm like, dude, he's gotten hurt so much in a span of, honestly, not a lot of time. And if you can't be a starter and just stay out on the field as a starting quarterback, you're already losing. Your clock is already ticking. And that's JJ McCarthy's problem right now. The fact that he's gotten hurt as much as he is, I'm like, shit, dude. Like I said, he's been roller coaster. Let that play out. But I'm like, he got hurt on top of that. And now I'm really doubting JJ McCarthy. And I'm gonna be real with you. I don't think it's gonna work out with JJ McCarthy. I just don't. With how many times he's gotten hurt up to this point, it just doesn't look good for me. The trend line is, that leads me back to Sam Darnold. If you would have kept Sam Darnold, you would have had a proven QB. Sam Darnold probably would have went out there and had another good season with the Minnesota Vikings. You see Jettas this year being frustrated, and Jettas, he's handling it better than the other wide receivers. But I mean, hell, even there was a game where you kind of saw he was kind of out of it, dude. Justin Jefferson was kind of out of it. And it leads back to quarterback play. It leads back to quarterback play. Like, you're wasting Jetta's career with not having a QB. And now that guy that was in your building, he's not there. Hell, dude, the Minnesota Vikings even had Daniel Jones in their building. They had 2 quarterbacks, both of them out. Now they're, it's all relied on, is JJ McCarthy good? And it's like, it doesn't look too good now. Now you see Sam Darnold. He's with the Seattle Seahawks. They went out and had a really good season. I still heard people talking shit during the course of the season, like Sam Darnold's not that good. Sam Darnold's not that good. I'm like, bro, he looks good to me. He looks good to me. I mean, I look at him like kind of the same way I do, Baker Mayfield. Like Baker Mayfield just, he revived his career. Like the replacement, the quarterback that was there before Geno Smith, who Sam Darnold replaced. I'm like, dude, Sam Darnold is way better than Geno was. Way better. You want to talk about like a resurgence in career? Like we saw it with Geno Smith. I'm like, nah. What we're witnessing from Sam Darnold, this is sustainability at like another level. Geno Smith was like, he was good, right? But I'm like, Sam Darnold, this dude, like everything that everybody thought from him in USC, we're seeing it now. The last 2 years, even how it ended bad with the Minnesota Vikings. Him from Minnesota to Seattle. That's 2 years in a row for him with 2 different systems, first time play callers, KOC and Clint Kubiak. Like, come on, man. Come on, man. That's not easy. Even Peyton Manning himself, he said it. He's like, learning a new playbook is like learning a new language. It's not easy. And so I'm so impressed with Sam Darnold. And, I saw a quote from like Joe Douglas. I'm reading it right here, and because I was reading it on X, and I was like, dude, I gotta talk about this in the video for anybody that's not on X. But Joe Douglas, who was the Jets GM at the time when Sam Darnold was there, there's a quote from him, and it says, "Whether I look bad or not, I could give 2 shits about that. I know he's gonna have success. The timing didn't really work out here. We could turn this around fast. We couldn't turn this around fast enough for him, and that's not his fault." And I'm like, dude, it's even a deeper conversation, right? Because people are really starting to, kind of voice their opinions on quarterbacks going to places where it's like, why would they go there? Like they're putting there in the bad situation. Sam Darnold was not drafted into a good situation. Like, let's be real. Like that Jets team, just like the offensive coaching, it just wasn't there. It wasn't there for him. Now, right? He's been on Minnesota Vikings. Has good weapons, has a coach that knows offense really well, KOC, and then you put him on the Seattle Seahawks. And a lot of people had questions, right? They were like, we saw how it ended up. We saw how it ended with the Minnesota Vikings. Like I said earlier, I thought that it was just really dramatic and premature. But look how he went out there and performed with Clint Kubiak. I mean, matter of fact, look how he performed throughout the playoffs. Yeah, look how we performed throughout the playoffs, because people like to talk a lot. They like to talk a lot about quarterbacks and how they play in the playoffs. And I don't know, some of the quarterbacks that people consider, top 5, top 7, they kind of shit the bed in the playoffs. So we're just gonna throw that out. Like Sam Darnold, he couldn't have a chance in Minnesota because he had one bad playoff performance. Maybe we should just throw out all these other quarterbacks. Josh Allen, Justin Herbert. People like to harp on Lamar, say he's not, he's not a good playoff quarterback. I could go through the gauntlet, dude. Like there are so many guys that have not performed good in the playoffs, but why weren't they thrown out? Same thing with Sam Darnold. He should have been on Minnesota. They should have re-signed him. Massive mistake. And now the Seattle Seahawks have their guy, and the Minnesota Vikings, do they have their guy? We don't know. I don't know. If you guys think that they have their guy, voice it in the comments. Please let me know. If you're confident in that, let me know. But right now I'm looking at it and I'm like, it's not looking good for them. It is not looking good for the Minnesota Vikings. But the Seattle Seahawks with Sam Darnold on the come up, possibly gonna, get a Super Bowl win. I don't know. But if you're a Minnesota fan, I'm not trying to be that guy, but I bet it sucks to not know what JJ McCarthy is.